I'm Cynthia Alford, and I'm with Destination South Meetings and Events.
And I'm Richard Jones with Presenting Atlanta.
And I'm Kris Shea with Juice Studios.
What I love about the city is the change, how much it's grown. Just sitting up here thinking about the way the park looked in '96, and we were all so proud of the way Atlanta looked, and then when you look at pictures now of the way it looked, it's so much better now. And it's not just the physical look of the space, but how everything has grown in and really contracted, where, you know, when we show visitors, prospective groups around the city, we don't have to go more than a couple miles from right here to have everything that they could possibly need, and that continues to increase.
It's got the entertainment, it's got the sports, it's got the people, and I think the people are really what make it so special. With all of the wonderful things that we have down here.
I love the diversity of Atlanta and the different cultures that are here. It's really a melting pot of people, yet still the Southern hospitality. And I also love all the neighborhoods, and when you fly into Atlanta, you just see a forest of greenery. We first came together out of a challenge in our industry that was impacting destination management companies.
Well, and it began also because it wasn't just costing us more money, but it was impacting groups that were looking at coming here. The next big thing that came along, we were talking about this a while ago, was the Super Bowl. We were approached by the Bureau to bid against one another to host an event for the big sponsors. And then Cynthia had the idea of us getting together. And as they reminded me today, we won an award for that.
We won an international award in our industry, and I've really never confessed to the two of them what went on behind the scenes of that phone call, so I'll take this opportunity. The RFP came right in the middle of our Monday all-staff meeting at Destination South, and everybody around the table was looking at the RFP and reading it. And I said, you know what, I'm going to call Kris and Richard, and I'm going to ask them what they think about us going in together and not competing on this. So I called Richard, and I said, what do you think about this idea? And he said, I'm in it, Kris is in. And I said, oh, Kris is in. I hadn't called her yet. And then I called Kris and said, Richard's in. And then that really kicked off.
Success.
And it made the most sense.
And I believe Richard did Buckhead, we did Midtown, Juice did the Beltline, and so we were able to show off different areas of Atlanta to the NFL and the sponsors.
I would say Michelin was a little like Super Bowl in that they did reach out, the Bureau reached out to all of us, and you know, once again we were like, this makes, you know, Cynthia's like, does this make more sense for us to come together? And with Michelin, we knew that was good for the city.
This was not a program that we knew would spawn business for us.
Yeah.
Often when, like with Super Bowl, there was...
We could have, yeah.
Those sponsors would turn to each of us at different times and say, well, we want to do a big event,
right,
whatever company. We knew going in that that was not at all the case with Michelin, but it doesn't matter because we've all been strong supporters of the city. It was fun to do. It was great to be a part of it. It was very... we felt very proud to be able to be a part of that. It was fun to let people know that we were doing it, and it was fun to be able to work together. And it was great to tell people, yes, we're all working on this together, and no, we're not pulling knives out of each other's backs. So.
I just received an email from a DMC in Philadelphia. He was in a very competitive environment, not close at all to their DMCs. You know, they are cutthroat. And because of seeing our collaboration and hearing about it during this conference, he invited his competing DMCs to a luncheon, and they talked about how they could collaborate the way Atlanta does.
I'll add one last thing, and that is how fortunate I've been to be able to work with the two of them. I met Kris and Cynthia so long ago, and this was not a master plan of ours.
No.
It just evolved because we all like each other, we all get along, we all have a sense of fair play, and even though we are definitely competitive, there's a difference between being competitive and just not being nice.